everyone, welcome back to my channel. So I have a little bit of an update on my channel. I have now hit 500 subscribers. I think I'm actually 521 subscribers. So we have quite a few new people here. So thank you so much if you are a new subscriber, and even if you're an older subscriber, really appreciate it, and it's exciting to see it at that number. Also, he is not in here, he is out there, but we do have a new member of the family. I'm gonna put a picture of him right here. This is Teddy. He is a now 11-week-old golden doodle that we worked with a rescue located out of Dallas. I will put their information down in the description box. They were wonderful to work with, and they specialize in doodles, so any like poodle mixes they take in, and specifically Teddy's mom was a breeder surrender, and so his whole litter was from one of the moms from that breeder, and so he was born with six. Well, his whole litter had six, so he had 5 siblings, and he's the biggest of them all. So we're gonna see him kind of grow up, see how big he's going to get, and he is a total sweetheart. And we're right in that puppy stage with the chewing and trying to potty train and all of that. So it's been really fun, sarcastically, but he's been great. He's learning really quickly, so that's exciting. But you might see him in a couple of my videos occasionally. So just wanted to give you guys an update that we do have a new puppy in our lives. All right, so I do love doing the ship with me videos, and that gives you guys a little bit of insight to what things sell for me. But usually I don't do those very consistently as far as like every single week. And so I wanted to do a summary of my best sales in September of 2023. So last month. And so I'm going to give you guys my top 15 sales based on the price they sold for. So that's either going to be the sale price on Mercari and Poshmark, or the sale price plus the shipping that they paid over on eBay. So I'm going to go through those. We're going to start with number 15, and then we'll get to number 1. First, I did want to give you guys a little bit of information regarding my total sales in September. So overall, I sold 136 items. That was between Poshmark, eBay, and Mercari, and we'll do a little breakdown here in a second. But my gross, just purely what I got from the sale and from the shipping on eBay before any fees or anything like that, was $3,776.24. Also, for those of you that are new here, I am just a part-time reseller, so I do this after my normal 9-to-5 job. My net after any cost of goods, fees, shipping discounts, paying for shipping on eBay, any of that cost me, my net profit was $2,193.71, which has been kind of an average month for me over the last year to 2 years. My average days to sell was 208 days last month, and that is simply because I got rid of quite a few things that had been here for a long time. I was clearing stuff out, and I still am this month as well, so that's why that days to sell is a little bit longer than what I typically like, which is 90 days. All right, so as a breakdown, Mercari first. Mercari is a once in a while sale for me, but I do cross list most things over there that I can. So Mercari, I had 9 sales totaling $199.33 in profit. eBay, which I love, and I started on eBay probably about a year and a half ago. Last month I sold 28 items over there, and that was for a total profit of $564.04. So thinking those two added together only equal about like $800, just under $800, and my total profit was about $2,200. So majority of my profit and my sales came from Poshmark as usual. Poshmark was the first platform I ever started on, and it's the one where I post everything on and then cross list a little bit more specific items over to Mercari and eBay. So on Poshmark, I had even 100 sales. My profit on Poshmark was $1,430.34. So you can see that Poshmark is kind of my main platform of where I make my sales. And for me, it's the easiest platform to make a sale on but I put a lot of work into Poshmark up to this point, and I think a lot of that work pays off with how I've structured my listings, to my pictures, to pricing, and things like that. So we're gonna get into my top 15 sales across all those 3 platforms. All right, so I'm gonna put a picture of the item up here so you guys can see it, but I'm gonna go over the information for each one. So number 15 sold on eBay. It was this Lily Pulitzer for Target sleeveless maxi dress. I picked this up at St. Vincent de Paul thrift store in Dallas, actually not too long ago. I'm gonna link the video where I did a haul of those items up above, but it was, I believe 40% off, and I was kind of hesitant at first to pick it up because it was the Target line and not just pure Lily Pulitzer. This was a size extra, extra large, which I think really helped. So I paid $5.99. The person purchased it for $41.80, and my profit was $21.43, and it sold pretty quickly in 3 days. So if you can get it for a decent price and it is in a bigger size, or if that's a more rare print or more rare item, I would definitely still pick up the Lily Pulitzer Target line items. Number 14 also sold on eBay. It was this pair of cool dark blue teal hiking pair of pants. I found this at an Out of the Closet for a store, which is a thrift store that the proceeds from that goes towards their pharmacy and their medical mission for those with AIDS. So they have them across the nation, and I always find really good things there. I want to say this one we found in either Miami or Dallas. I'm not sure which one, but I only paid $8. It sold for $43, and so my profit was $22.56, and it sold in 63 days. All right, number 13 also sold on eBay. This was a Lululemon purple striped short sleeve shirt. It still had the pull tab. It was a size 6, so an okay size, but it was in really good condition. Picked this up at a local thrift store in my area for $4.50. It sold for $43.65. My profit was $28.33. It did take a little bit longer to sell. It took 142 days, but with that, sales price and profit for a basic t-shirt, I am here for it. Number 12 was an eBay sale, but it was my very first eBay international sale. So this item actually went to Canada, which makes sense because it's Lululemon, and Lululemon, I'm pretty sure, started in Canada, or it's very popular up there. So it was this pair of Lululemon gray scrunch capri leggings. It's a very classic style, I think, from Lululemon, very similar to the Dance Studio pants. I think most people recognize this style. I picked it up at a garage sale, and with my garage sale items, I always average out what I purchased that day for cost of goods. So this one's a little bit higher at $5.84. I didn't write down how much it cost, so I'll put that somewhere on the screen, but my profit from that was $29.27, and it sold in 74 days. Now, this item actually sold on eBay previously, and the person returned it, and then like within a week it sold again and internationally, so that was exciting. Number 11 also sold on eBay. It was this pair of Everlane black skinny jeans that I purchased at Goodwill for $8.49. It sold for $47.41, and so my profit ended up being $26.54, and it sold in 184 days. So skinny jeans still sell. Number 10 sold on Poshmark. It was this Roller Rabbit Main Squeeze, which was the print name, PJ top. So when I purchased this at a Goodwill, it was just in the regular like top section. It was not in the PJ section, although when I looked at it, it looked like a PJ top. But this brand, they, I think, specialize in pajamas. And so if you find it, you might look up comps on this. This one was pretty inexpensive. It was $5.99 at that Goodwill. Now this actually, when I got home, realized it had a stain about that big on it on the front. It looked like an ink stain. I wasn't quite sure what it was, and I did not stain treat it. I just listed it. And it sold for my full price of $50. Profit was $34.01 from a stained pajama top. That was amazing. It sold in 73 days. I had a ton of attention on it and quite a few lowball offers, and someone just came and purchased it out of the blue full price. So that was amazing. Number 9 also sold on Poshmark. It was this pair of Doc Martens black Shoreditch floral pair of shoes. I purchased it at a local thrift store and I paid $7.99. This sold for $50 with a shipping discount. So my profit was $29.99 and it took 13 days to sell. Spoiler alert, you're going to see another pair of Doc Martens on here. So I actually sold 2. Actually, I think I sold 3 last month, but 2 of them made my top 15. Number 8 sold on eBay, and it's this pair of Lululemon Gray Align super high-rise leggings that I purchased at Goodwill for $8. So it sold for $51.70, and my profit was $30.65, and it sold in 59 days. Number 7 sold on Mercari, and this is the only item in my top 15 that did sell on Mercari, but it was a really good sale. It was this pair of Vuori black Pronto performance pants that I purchased at Goodwill for $5.99. It sold for $52, and so my profit was $38.59, and it sold really quickly in 17 days. Number 6 sold on Poshmark, and this was an exciting sale. It was also a full price sale, and I purchased it at the bins, so I had very little cost of goods into it. It was this Pilcrow in the letterpress blue patchwork Jadiro jacket. That was the style name. I purchased it at the bins for $1.51, and like I said, it sold full price for $60. My profit was $46.49. It sold in 71 days, so within that 90 days, I love to see. It was an exciting sale for sure. All right, we're down to number 5. This one sold on Poshmark. It was a pair of Lululemon gray throwback pants. They had like a boot cut flare style to them. I purchased them at the Arc thrift store in Denver for $6.99, and it sold for $60. My profit was $41.01. I'm pretty sure this was also a full price sale. I actually had quite a few full price sales last month, which was very exciting. And this sold in 156 days, so a little bit longer, but definitely worth for that profit. Number 4 sold on Poshmark as well. It was this pair of Spanx white stretch twill cropped wide leg pants. I was hesitant to pick this up because 1, it was white, 2, it was cropped. But I looked up comps while I was in the store and they looked really good. So I purchased this at a city thrift store in Kansas City. We've gone up there quite a few times and we love thrifting up there. It's a closer, not closer, it's close like Dallas is to us, about the same distance, and so we do like going up there occasionally to thrift. So I purchased it for $7.19. It sold full price for $60. My profit was $40.81, and it only took 5 days to sell. So if you happen to see this style, I would definitely pick it up. Number 3, it sold on eBay, and it was this Lululemon green printed full zip jacket. I couldn't find the style name or the print name, but I picked it up for $7.99 at Goodwill. It sold for $60.25, and my profit ended up being $36.83. It did take 171 days to sell, but I was really happy with that profit. Number 2 was on Poshmark. It was this Veronica Beard Beverly Skinny Flare jeans. So it was a skinny flare, somewhere in between a boot cut and a regular flare style. I purchased this at the 2nd Avenue thrift store in New Jersey. So we were staying in Philadelphia, but we traveled across state line to New Jersey to thrift, and there was an amazing thrift store there that we actually went back to 3 times while we were there. This was actually about 2 years ago, but definitely love that thrift store. So this cost $11.29 at that thrift store. It sold for $65. My profit was $40.71, and I did take a little bit lower on the offer because it had been listed for 318 days, but I was still happy with that profit. And that was, I believe, the first Veronica Beard item I've ever found, and I think the only one I've ever found. Okay, number 1, like I mentioned, there was another pair of Doc Martens, and it was number 1. So I sold this pair of Doc Marten black softy tee leather lace up boots on Poshmark. Now these were actually a kid size, but they were a big enough kid size that they were equivalent to a smaller women's size. So I don't really know if this person purchased them as kids or as women's, I did list them as women's. I felt because it was a bare kid size that I was probably going to be able to sell it a little bit better as a woman's. And I also looked at comps with those specific sizes, both in kids and women's, and it just seemed like it was better to list it as women's. But I did mention that it was kids, but it equated to this in women's. So this I picked up at a Goodwill in a city only about an hour and a half away from me. It's where my States of Ben's location is. So I paid it $12.99. It sold for $65 with a shipping discount, and my profit was $36.99, and it took 138 days to sell. So it wasn't the most quick flip, but that pair of boots definitely had a lot of attention on them, and I was really happy with that profit. All right, thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to comment down below how your sales were in September. I'm gonna try to do some of these recap videos more moving forward of my best sales and maybe even some of my worst sales, but right now my worst sales get me about 4 cents in profit based off of what I'm selling them for. So I try to not lose money. I try to offer as little as I can without losing money on those items that I've had for 2+ years. So I hope you guys have a good rest of your day, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.